All right, welcome to Playing in Traffic, folks. And today's episode is starting from none other than the Radisson. And let me spin this around real quick. Years ago, me and Braxy B got married right here at the Radisson on the Boulevard. See, they got a Mother's Day brunch coming up soon. And I'll tell you what, it was something else. It was something else. What a day. And it might call for a picture to be posted. I don't know. Radisson. Had to say something about the Radisson because it was a splendid day, fantastic day. Even though we're looking at a boulevard entrance to the Neshaminy Interplex, Roosevelt Boulevard, 2407 Old Lincoln Highway.
Not to be confused with New Lincoln Highway.
No, but you're going to tell us in dramatic fashion as I spin this camera around what was at 2407. There goes that guy, if anyone didn't know he was on the road today. 2407 Old Lincoln Highway was none other than...
So here we are at 2407 Old Lincoln Highway. And for those of you who say, well, hey, that's in the Neshaminy Interplex.
Yeah.
Well, it is in the Neshaminy Interplex. Back in the late 40s, when this was all farmland, after World War II, they decided to create a drive-in called the Lincoln Drive-In Movie Theater. And I believe it opened in 1948 or 49. I believe it was 49.
Okay.
First movie, Abbott and Costello.
Let's talk about that experience. So wait, question number one. How many times, can you count how many times you were actually in Lincoln Drive-In?
A handful.
Handful, okay.
Yeah.
So the typical experience would be a giant station wagon.
Right.
Most scenarios.
Right. 7 to 10 kids.
7 to 10 kids.
Right?
Yeah.
And that was the night out for the month.
Yeah. Fair enough. To the drive-in, which, by the way, wholesome entertainment, Abbott and Costello.
Abbott and Costello, first movie. That's
okay.
A true story. First movie that was shown at the Lincoln Drive-In was Abbott and Costello.
Okay.
I couldn't find out what the last one was, but it was probably interesting.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about this video today? Everything's okay. Drive-ins are very common, right? And some of them, what they transitioned into is pretty wild. So,
well, this one
to know the 40s was Abbott and Costello. Let's just take a wild stab, and let's face it, that's why we're here today, right? What did they inevitably start showing at the Lincoln Drive-In?
Right.
What was it?
In the late 1970s, some genius decided. So, not to change the subject, but just a fun fact. If you were growing up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, this is a true fact. The Roosevelt Boulevard, say going from 5th Street all the way up to Old Lincoln Highway,
right,
was in the top 10 most dangerous highways, not in Pennsylvania, in the entire United States.
Facts. Yeah.
So let's throw a little wrench in with that. What do you do to add to that fun? Let's play porn on a 60 by 25 screen that's visible by Route 1.
Yeah. That's a great observation, man. Let's set it up. Old Lincoln Highway's right over this hill.
Right.
Roosevelt.
So if you see where the Enterprise sign is, right?
Yeah. Enterprise sign, yep, right there.
Okay. Now be mindful, there were no hills here. There were no trees here.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you had here was a marquee that you drove under, paid your fee, and you went in.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This thing
Right
held
here.
1,000 cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you remember entering on the boulevard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What was that like, since it's now blacktopped and boring?
It was just a little dirt gravel road
Okay.
that you pulled in,
Okay.
paid your $5 a carload.
let's go further back for more authenticity.
Yeah.
So like the screen, so if you came in here, came in this entrance right here, the actual screen, do you remember being able to see where that was?
Yeah, the screen would have been about 40 or 50 yards behind that main building there.
Okay.
But be mindful, there were no trees.
Yeah, no trees.
So
None of this.
as a kid,
No flash.
if you got stuck at the intersection over here, it was like, please give me a red light.
I remember people leaving from Oxford Circle with like a case of beer.
Right.
And pulling up somewhere around here. And this is well documented with many people that they watch this stuff not in here. They could be out wherever they could park their car and sneak around somewhere and just see this.
Well, the thing was, they would play regular movies. So you would have a family of 5 or whatever taking their kids to the movies, and the movie would be over 10:30, 11, and there would be a little bit of a intermission or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you would see all these cars coming in, and it was like, what's going on now? I thought the movie's over.
Yeah. I confirm what Ron's saying about the X-rated movies. So somewhere around, and I'm definitely going to be able to find a picture of this and put it right in here, right probably up in this window right here, of Fritz the Cat, not Felix the Cat. Felix the Cat was I think an actual cartoon, like legitimate cartoon for kids.
Cat, which they made a clock out of, right?
Yeah. So it was like a legitimate G-rated cartoon, absolutely. Felix the Cat.
Yeah.
Porn.
Right.
So back then they did Fritz the Cat, which was the porn version of the nice, wholesome Felix the Cat. And guess who ended up being in the drive-in to see? My parents thought it was Felix the Cat. It wasn't. It was Fritz the Cat. And we came in here, just like Ron's saying, I remember coming in off the boulevard, came in, paid, and I remember, because I literally talked about this was like one of the most hilarious things ever.
There's no doubt that had to be. That could have been an episode. Yeah, Seinfeld episode.
No doubt. So you're literally, I'm going to say I don't even think I was a teenager. So the guy who took my parents' money, like Ron was saying, that little gate where you went through and paid your admission, I remember him looking like, wait, what's this? What's this weird shit?
Yeah, what are you cats into?
Yeah. And we came in, and I'm sure I can't show the opening of Fritz the Cat, the movie, but the only thing I remember is sitting in the back seat of my dad. So he had like a Malibu Classic,
right?
Big back seat, blah blah blah. And they're in the front, and I'm looking through the windshield, and I remember a bunch of drug paraphernalia, and then a cartoonish cat's ass.
Oh.
Like just go boom, and then I think boobies came out.
Boobies, yeah.
And it was like, it was a wrap. It was I think they might even gave him his money back. He's like, dude, I thought it was something else. This is, and he just let it be. It wasn't no argument or nothing. My parents made a mistake, but we were literally on the drive-in watching an X-rated cartoon.
Well, the thing was that the X-rated part of that drive-in didn't start. Now keep in mind, this opened in '48.
Okay, yeah.
The genius of the porn, that didn't come out until '78 or '79, I believe.
Yeah, because they had to get some licensing to be blasting that out in a drive-in. You know what I mean?
You got me.
Or some kind of
this ended up getting
permit
leveled, I believe, in '83. '83 is when they imploded this and decided to develop it into offices and buildings like that. So it had a good run. It went from 48 to 83. 78 or 79 is when they, you got your double feature that you weren't expecting. You know what I mean? Your mom and dad are like, oh no.
Yeah,
Comment below if you can tell me what the last movie shown here was.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what it was.
Porn based or non-porn?
No, non-porn based.
Non-porn.
The porn stuff that came in after the regular movies.
Yeah.
But if you came in for like, could have been like a Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of movie or something like that.
Yeah.
I kind of remember seeing that.
So yeah, somewhere around here. Look, more modernization. Yeah, there's Wawa over there. We got this whole building here that I have no idea who the hell's in here. But I do know about the Radisson. But to think that one point, I mean, we dusted off the whole concept of drive-in movie theater, and it was here, man, right here. Lincoln Drive-In. You know,
if you want to give a description here, Mike, where that tractor is, be mindful, folks, that this was all a level farming field. This was all level here.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as you were coming from, say, the Chamonix Mall, once you got to the intersection of Old Lincoln Highway and Route 1, you could see the movie screen.
Yeah, right from over there.
The screen was facing Roosevelt Boulevard, Route 1.
The intersection, the happy intersection, where if you were young, let's just that's our department, young boys back then.
Yeah, 11,
this
12.
was it right here.
13.
The intersection of Old Lincoln Highway and Roosevelt Boulevard. And you can imagine if you were stopped at the light southbound, we're on that's southbound traffic coming at us right here. If you were stopped at the light right there, and Ron already said none of this stuff was it. This mound is not even here. None of this even exists. You could tell. And if that screen was over here right behind the building, and this is flat, you know that screen, you're going to be able to see that, right? From that angle. Easy. An easy look at the world of pornography from the eyes of a 12-year-old. Nothing more Americana than that, huh?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Nothing more Americana than that.
Yeah.